All right, so we talked about Emmy and Miz. Well, there's probably more to talk about, but let's move on. We talked about Ludwig and Hassan. What is another one? We got the Cutie, FaZe, and Vanilla Mace. Who the?
Yes, she's a more up and comer. So this is kind of in the same vein because similarly with Ludwig, in my opinion, kind of losing his patience a little bit, letting the walls down. Cutie's kind of done the same thing.
Has she?
But like in a separate situation.
If I were to say to someone who's homophobic, go f yourself, you homophobic. Yes, I told them what they deserve. However, they're never going to learn how to be accepting. I'm around a racist person. I'm just not racist. They are, yes. But how am I supposed to help them ever? By cutting them off? No.
The homophobic jokes, they're like, but then you just, if you still hang out with someone like that, then you just support it.
You're not allowed to like coach me through that because at the end of the day, I am somebody that's like, I'm an ally. Like I was raised in a very religious family. Unfortunately, there are people in my family that are racist. There are people in my family that are bigoted. There are people in my family that are homophobic. There's people in my family that are transphobic. Like, but I still love my family, right? And I still know that there are that members of my family have good qualities. And what's most important to get people to love other people is to love them. Fighting hate with hate will never get anything anywhere. If I were to say to someone who's homophobic, go f yourself, you homophobic. Yes, I told them what they deserve. However, they aren't ever gonna feel accepting. They're never gonna learn how to be accepting. Like, do you understand that if you just write people off because they believe different things than you, they're never going to be exposed to why it's good to be around people that don't think like you. My stepbrother is trans, and my dad refuses to use the correct pronouns. He doesn't understand why it's so important, right? And it drives me crazy, and it drives my stepbrother crazy, of course. But I've had to say to my dad, you know, it's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt you to say the correct pronouns, but it does hurt him when you say the wrong one. You know what the difference is I'm able to have this conversation with my dad because I'm open-minded and we love each other. My stepbrother just says off and won't talk to my dad. So there's no progress being made. And so you can believe what you want. You guys can you can say that. You can say to me, no, you're supporting it. I'm not. I don't support that my father is transphobic at times. I don't support that. But I still love my dad and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow. But I don't support that. The world is not as black as white as everyone thinks. Like you guys, you can't fight hate with hate. It doesn't get you anywhere. It literally does not get you anywhere. Like, it's so important to, like, as someone who's very open-minded, to be around closed-minded people and show them that it's okay to be open-minded is actually one of the most important things you can do. Like, as a human, it really is. I get it. You guys can think what you think. I'm not going to change though. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I will never believe that if I'm kind to a hateful person, that means I agree with them. I will never believe that. No matter what you guys say, I won't believe it. Because at the end of the day, if I'm around a racist person, I'm just not racist. I'm not. Me, I am not. They are. Yes. But how am I supposed to help them ever? By cutting them off? No.
It just gets tiring after a while, man.
Everyone's under fire. I feel like we're breezing over these topics, but there's so many of them for the time that we have.
It's the poggers community's glass ship finally hit an iceberg.
Hey, listen, it's got to end at some point. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing.
Fuck it. Let the W boys take over.
I do think the poggers community, I do think we have the most annoying viewers of any of the groups. I do.
I don't.
So the thing is, there are differences within the poggers community because the Vanilla Mace person, first off, she's not really in the poggers community. She started streaming like 3 months ago and is massive on TikTok. That is a completely different audience that has nothing to do with the rest of us. Like, that's not us. Like, the poggers, but even the W, it's different. It's not the same group of people.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, that specific group of people, they have the highest standards of what they think a person should be. You know,
Okay.
For example, if you go to Starbucks, you should kill yourself. That is kind of, it's like, you know, you like, for example,
you're streaming on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, which they have slaves.
You're being whataboutism. You know, so you know, so it's a complete, like, that group, they're very, and this is what Asman was talking about on his stream. Eventually that entire group, they cannibalize because, you know,
Implode.
Right, because it's impossible.
So that's what her apology was. I saw she was apologizing for hanging out with racists.
Dude, yeah.
And the racists were FaZe people. And I saw a clip of some FaZe guy, and he was like, wait a second. So Cutie apologizing to a lot of people confirmed that the FaZe guys are actually racist, but they're not.
Just like when you apologize when you got banned for blackface.
Oh, yeah, true. So basically this phase guy was live. Like, so apparently I'm homophobic, I'm misogynist, I'm racist, all these different things.
Yep.
Why did they think they're racist? What did they do that like made
maybe
Cutie
jokes.
got in trouble
So
for
keep in mind,
hanging out
by the
with
way,
them?
keep in mind.
This is crazy.
If they watched our content, they'd put us in the same boat as them.
Sure.
100%.
Sure. You know, these people are losers.
Yeah. No. It's what I don't know what's this is the problem with the internet because you ever seen things like, oh, I want to fuck toasters. You ever
Yeah.
seen that?
What about it?
You heard that?
No.
Okay, so this is the problem with the internet. So let's say 30 years ago, wants to fuck toasters, tells people at school wants to fuck toasters, gets bullied, changes mind. Okay, nowadays,
talking about?
just listen. Nowadays, want to fuck toasters, doesn't talk about it at school, goes online, finds a million people who also want to fuck toasters. It's like this thing where it's like online now you get massive groups of losers that can support each other.
Whatever stupid mindset you have,
You'll find it on
You
there.
can find it to affirm it.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, and they're very, 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 very hypercritical. Like they are like going in on Fiona. You know, Fan says whatever the fuck she wants to say.
That's what Cutie was apologizing to these people because she hung out with people that are looked at to be racist, but they're not.
Let me add a little nuance.
Now, there's probably some crypto coin bullshit going on, but not racist.
Yeah.
Let me add some context. So basically what happened was Cutie and Vanilla Mace were talking, and Cutie went through some of her thoughts, basically revealing that, you know, sometimes her family has problematic views she doesn't agree with, but rather than disassociate and axe them out of their life by principle, she tries to slowly grow on them and move them more towards the center. Basically, some people from the community that's criticizing her believe that you shouldn't be forgiving at all, that these people should be cut out of your life because they're problematic, they're racist, they're transphobic, they're homophobic, all that stuff. And people really took issue with her saying, I'm still gonna like have coffee with my dad, even though he believes this X, Y, and Z.
So I understand all of that, but and the thing, I still think the appropriate response to people saying shit like that, I don't care if they're gay, I don't care if they're trans, I don't care about any of that, right? That doesn't matter. What I care about is they just seem like fucking losers altogether. And the appropriate response to me, being, you know, an old internet person, is to tell them to kill themselves.
You know, that can be swayed in such wrong ways. But the problem is, Chance, let me tell you why they don't.
Because it's just ridiculous.
So a lot of the times, I'm not saying they should say that either way, but a lot of that group of people, like the streamers, why they're held hostage to their communities, as if you want to call it that way,
yeah,
is because these people will not watch you. Like your career is like in
really?
Yes, it's that fragile. Like look at the Minecrafters. Like they say something wrong, do something wrong, it is over. Like, you know, it's just.
But Judy's not a Minecrafter though.
But
is she in
no,
that?
But she's hanging out with that sort of group of people.
Like,
Like,
a lot of audience overlap. For
a lot,
sure.
yes. You know, it's the same way because like it's like that those people they're looking for people to champion.
Yeah,
They do, because they are part of a.
So they have a standard to uphold.
Yeah,
But that standard is fucking ridiculous.
it's not, no average person could really abide by it. You know, 100%.
Now, I want to know what these phase people did that her viewers look at them as homophobic.
We don't have that
be fair.
context.
I don't have
but
that context? Okay.
The assumption is they make all sorts of off-color jokes that
They make jokes that 20-year-old boys make.
Okay.
You know,
Now, like, if you're sitting there, like, beating up gay people, like, okay, that's really fucked up. Or you're doing, like, I don't know, anti-trans rallies or something.
no, they don't do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm with you on this. I was so mad to see that she got criticism from what I thought was an incredibly normal person's perspective.
Yeah.
Lots of people are in the position where they don't have the same views as their family, et cetera, et cetera. And I have a soft spot for people, and I relate to it, who simply just try and be humans to everyone and try and pull everyone towards a more common ground. Just more,
Sure.
even if that means the cowardly, just bring everyone to a moderate POV, it doesn't matter. Like, I really am a fan of treating people, regardless of that, like a human, especially if they're your family. And that's all she was kind of expressing. So I'm mad that she got a ton of criticism for that, because that's crazy.
So
She's
those people want you to disown your own family. Is that what the argument is?
It seems like it to me from the context I saw.
If my brother was going to literal Nazi rallies, okay, yeah, I might disown him. But if he did something that was, I don't know, a joke that did not land that well, that came off as homophobic. I know he's not actually homophobic. He doesn't hate gay people. I'm not going to fucking disown him, and I'm not going to do... What?
It's just...
Like, there's a line that has to be... It's ridiculous.